Okay, so boom. I'm using the photo video hack because I find it less intimidating talking to myself like this, But why must I be intimidated of myself, right? There's no intimidation here. Hey, I am here. If you get that, you get that. I have a cinnamon room. So cute, so cool. I'm gonna be sweeping my room. But I was thinking, just using my voice more. This is me literally stepping out and using my voice more. I've done it in the past, like notably, like we learn. We don't have to keep I can get back up, I can always get back up. I can always get back up, especially since I'm not that same person. Some of the videos that, being completely upfront and vulnerable, some of the videos that I have up on my channel, I'm not that same person. And it's like an internal monologue within myself too. Should I keep it up? Should I put it down? But nonetheless, it's I have changed from that voice and that perception, now I can say that, oh, I feel like I have a little bit of wisdom, just a little bit though, just a little bit, because I've basically I've thought time again. I've sat with source time again. Sat with myself time again. Sat with the people around me and how I felt, and the way that you sit with the people around you is by replaying the interactions that you guys had together, but not in a way of shame or guilt or whatnot, but simply replaying it for the oomph to, okay, I see you, but simply replaying it for the oomph to understand, especially if it was unpleasant. Okay, where exactly did I start feeling that unpleasantness? Where exactly did I start losing control and whatnot? But anyways, I've been doing that for the past year. It's some change, and I am so grateful to say that I am excited to be doing it for the rest of my life. Hallelujah, amen. And I've come to this realization at such a young age. Youth is such a beautiful thing that if you're so open to humility, respect, acceptance, forgiveness, you will gain so much because you're young. And even if you try it out and it doesn't work, you're young. You'll try out something new. But some things like that clearly, what harm could it do to showcase, to pray, to ask for the guidance? How can I be more humble? How can I show more humility? How can I show more honor in the situation and simultaneously keep all the respect that I deserve and I know that it's mine, because that's the duality of it. Being humble and honorable, it's an amazing thing. Yeah, I feel like it's had a negative connotation as well. It's easy to take something like that where it's there's just energies within this world where things are there's just energies within this world that if they see that you look weaker, they like to take energy and power and source fuel from things, whatever it may be. So it's up to those things to learn to protect themselves. And the way to learn to protect yourself is through balance. It's through, learning how can I be humble and still respect myself in this situation. How can I lower my ego so much and still respect the love that I know I deserve? Still understand and commit to the love I know I deserve, to what I know I deserve, to what I know whoever I'm giving that humility to deserves. Because humility and respect go hand in hand. Authority ain't a part of that. It's about being humility and respect, something that each and every single one of us deserves. From a tiny baby to the oldest person. We all deserve humility, and to learn the balance between it, find your balance too, because everybody's balance is different. Some of us were naturally born to be less humble but hold so much respect. Some of us were born to not hold respect or humble in our backgrounds or whatever it may be. That balance is individual within each person. And it doesn't matter how young somebody is, they have had an experience, they have lived a life, especially in this world. There is so much that we consume from when we're young, so much that some of us don't even remember that we consumed. And it all plays a part into who we are now, the people we were around, knowingly or unknowingly, the things we did consciously or subconsciously, our dreams, our surroundings, our environments. And those people have their own stories too that are leading them to show up in your story, however that may be. So that balance has got to be in you, bub. Got to be in you. That balance is personal, individual, and whatever route that you can take that is for the good of all, harm to none, take it. Experiment, pray, meditate, learn. Prayer is meditation. Meditation is prayer. Having a singular thought to something, calming it down, being in a sanctuary, a space of unconditionalness. That's meditation. That's prayer. There's nothing like the balance of all of it, trying to bring it to balance. If you're trying to bring something to balance, holding judgment will not be good for it. In order to bring something to balance, you have to be able to forgive, because obviously it was out of balance for some reason. It was out of balance for one way or the other. It was out of balance. And it is not what put you out of balance's job to go ahead and put you into balance. Only you can put you into balance. Only you can sit down for yourself. Only you can cry. Only you can cry for yourself. Only you can cry for your experience. Only you can scream and be angry. And also, only you can let go of that experience. Only you can feel that resentment and choose to forgive, choose to let go. Only you can look for that gold. Nobody can put you on that search to look for gold. And personally, in my experience, in my opinion, the gold is happiness, safety within myself. That's the goal, at least for now. Like the basicness of it. I've known what it feels to feel unsafe within my body, unsafe within my experience, unsafe within my surroundings, whatever that may be. And I know I'm not the only person. There's so many tragedies that happen in this world on a grand scale, and you can only imagine the individual tragedies that happen within people's lives. A whole scale of it. A whole scale. From religion to physical to being forced, your will, whatever it may be, it's a whole scale of tragedy. But there is no power within seeing that tragedy and continuing to be angry, because you're giving something so precious away. Your emotion, your feeling, you're giving it away. You're being angry for what? When you can learn about this, feel that anger, like literally feel that anger in a place that is safe. It's safe. That you know is safe. That you hope to feel safe in. Whatever books it may be, or journals, or pens, or paints, or a bat, if you need a baseball bat in a tree. I even when I'm angry, like I try not to like hit trees and shit like that, but try, scream if you gotta yell, if you gotta fucking stomp. Bro, there's this video I watched. It was based in a courtroom, and it was so beautiful. It was like the people of the Netherlands, the native people there, they're like fighting for some rights, and they started doing their battle cry. It was so beautiful, like the way that it just reverberated across the whole entire courtroom. And I watched like other videos of it, and it's like the football team, aka soccer team, they like make that their like income, like, hey, we're here, before they start their game. And it's such a moving thing, like the way that it's just like like completely, like it's strong, it's fierce, like the arm movements are just, and it's so much intention too. Like you do it more and more, and then like feeling that energy around you of other people also, like, cause that's from within you. That's your body and your voice, like connecting and just like going at it. However your brain or your body decides to move, it moves, and it's so invigorating. And it's like that is what life literally is supposed to be. Let's be invigorating about ourselves in a passionate way. So let's be invigorating about each other in a passionate way. And in order to be invigorating, you gotta let go of the things that stopped your vigor. Vigor is literally life. And I've had to learn, I've had to experience the past couple of weeks, like trying to reclaim my vigor of life, vitality, that word too. Like the urge to jump out of bed, like how I did when I was a kid, Like if I was a kid and I had I used to stay up just literally reading off of Wattpad hours, and it's nostalgic. Like we used to have a grandfather clock downstairs, but nevertheless, it's like if I had the idea that I was going to wake up at like 3 a.m. the next day and not like have school or something, and like I can just like watch anime or like horror anime or just like movies and like shows that I missed when I was young. Like if I could like just do that, like I wake up like excited to do things like that. I used to like wake up to excited to like hang out with people. Like I want to be able to wake up excited to for the life that I'm living. And it's like I want that to be my whole life. Waking up excited. And it obviously life has its up and downs, you know. It's consistent and inconsistent all at the same time. Remember, gotta reach for that balance. That balance is gonna keep you on your toes. Okay? That balance of life, ooh, is gonna keep you on your toes. But it's worth it, bro. And it's like there's not gonna be every single day that you're gonna be hip hip and happy, hooray, you know? There's gonna be days that's gonna hurt so much. And you literally need to shut yourself in. There's gonna be days that you find comfort within food and like shows and being with yourself. There's days that you let that scream out and that battle cry out. And there's days that you say, fuck, I did not fucking deserve that. You're angry for whatever had occurred. There's days that you like, after all of that, I assure you, your ass is not even gonna want to hold on to it no more. Cause you're gonna be like, damn, I felt like you felt it. You know, you've experienced it. And it's like you can continue to want to experience it, but it's like that's why you create a safe space. It's like therapy. Therapy specifically is like you go somewhere for 30, 40, an hour, couple minutes, and you guys talk about this specific issue. You guys dedicate, okay, time, okay, let's think about this. Let's come back and then talk about it, you know? It's like therapy with yourself. And that's literally shutting the outside world out if that's what you need and going the fuck in, looking for that balance, literally. Like bruising your fucking knees and your elbows, looking for the balance. Like thorns, like it's gonna, like, it need, you know, it's got to be, especially if it's something that's like had such a strong hold on you, you deserve to let that bit go. Truthfully. And the reason why it has such a hold is because it scarred you. And it's valid. It's valid. Nobody is saying sorry or nobody is saying it's not okay for you to feel all the shit that you're feeling. Even feel that shit. Like, fuck. So then, it's like me personally, when I start being a bitch to people, I start being like, and it's like, that says a lot too, because it's like, I think about the whole entire situation. I think about myself. I think about the perceptions, even afterwards. And I've had to learn to let that go. You know, I've had to put people above and beyond so much. And like, that's great and all, but it's caused me to lose my self-respect. And in turn, if I don't have self-respect, if I don't have respect for myself, how the fuck am I supposed to have respect for others? You know, me not sitting down and feeling my emotions or feeling this trigger, because life is every day. Life is gonna make you feel however the fuck. And it's been so helpful acknowledging that however I feel, it was not that person. You know, that person was a catalyst. As a walking trigger, like, that person was simply a catalyst for me to feel however, because in an ideal world, they could do however the fuck, and I blink and keep it the fuck pushing. I know my worth. I know not to invest myself within something that is not my worth. I have the respect for myself to not invest in something that is not my worth. I have respect for that person to not uphold them to invest in something that's not their worth, even if they're pushing for it. That's my integrity. That's my humility. To and from. And it feels good. It feels like I got 10 toes down, you know? Like I'm a cylinder. And I'm still working towards it. We're not epitome, for sure. Wouldn't say far from it, but I've come far. Peep it. Damn. Wouldn't say far from it, but I have come far. And that's a reflection to everything. This world alone has come far. And we all deserve to feel. The message is just feel, bro. We just ought to feel. Feel and look for that balance. Because your balance is your treasure chest. The balance is like the treasure chest. And then the treasure, the gold, is like the happiness, the contentment, the safety, you know? Of like, however the fuck, hey, you're going to peep stuff for what it is. You know, it's okay to peep stuff and say stuff for what it is, especially within yourself. But don't try and prove something. Because then, is it you peeping stuff? Or is it your ego trying to latch on to yet again something else? Peep it for your own and let that bit go. Peep it so it's like, okay, I clock and I know what I do not deserve. Peep it like, does this align with me? If I see something that I don't like, if I feel something that I don't like, does this align with me? Okay, why, how, when, who? Okay. do I want to continue within my life? It made me feel sad, mad, angry, however the fuck. Do I want to continue this relationship? Do I want to continue this circumstance? No. And there's gonna be a little bit of resentment there. You gotta let yourself be free. You gotta lay your shoulders down. You know, you're human. You're human. And even though all of us that's going through stuff, 110%, we did not deserve to go through stuff. But we did. And we all deserve, like, that's just the rule of the world. And it's acknowledging that you didn't deserve it, but that is literally the world that you gotta let go. Because it's like, after that, you just gotta let go to be able to put your two hands off of it and know that, yo, I did my part. And then you can start being built up. You know, because you have to build that stuff down. The things that hurt you, the things that are still harming you, the things that are keeping you out of balance. You have to build it down because it is not helping. It's not aiding to nothing. It's not. It's not aiding to anything but your sadness, your anger, your demise. And if it's not being channeled, because that's energy. Energy can always change into something else 110%. If you're sad, it can easily be gratitude. If you're angry, it can easily be compassion. I forgot all of them. If you're fearing, you can easily trust. You can easily surrender. You can easily discipline. Easy, not easy. Easier said than done, right? 110%. But it's worth it. Being able to sit there with you, easier said than done, and actually be within it, having the vision, the hope that one day you will be done, that you will be in a closer place. Just look how far you've come. I am 110% not the same person I was a year ago, but I have her with me. I've had to bring her down. I'm so grateful for that experience where I brought her down so then I could be lifted back up by things that I actually care about, by things that actually pour into me, by things of love, by understanding more, by reading more, by connecting more on all levels. And it helps me, the bringing back up helps me that, yo, it's all the same. Just like how I felt, whatever the freak. Literally imagine. That's how somebody else has felt in their own way. Their own way. Ain't no gotta sympathize, empathize, whatever the frick. But you can have that compassion, be like, that understanding, that basic understanding, and acceptance. You need basic acceptance to end up, like, the things of love is what's gonna build you up, right? Like, you need to understand that after you've let it go because you feel it. If you don't feel it, it is hard to accept that shit. Because you not feeling it is you subconsciously telling yourself, hey, I deserve it. Hey, I deserve to continue feeling this way. I cannot believe I felt this way. I need to continue feeling this way. There's something wrong with me inherently that's making me continue feeling this way. But it's like, yo, no, you deserve love. Sitting the fuck down, being present, being grateful for the space even, for the thoughts even, to get to that point. Being grateful that you're feeling this feeling. Because there's some people out here, they're numb. They're N-U-M-B. They're numb to shit. And they sometimes say that they wish that they could switch out their emotions. They wish that they could switch out their numbness for emotions to feel this. That connection, that understanding, that lack of understanding they just don't have. It's complete acceptance for them. It's like they skip a boat. And whatever that story may be for them. But it's better to feel than be numb. But it gets to a point, the reason why you get to that numbness is that you keep feeling over and over and over and over and over. Your body is constantly up here. Your mind is constantly around here. There's no clarity. Your emotions are constantly here. Like they're not showing how you want to feel, how you desire to feel. They're not lifting you up. It's not lifting you up. And you continue ignoring it. You continue ignoring it over and over and over and over and over again. To the point where, hey, I didn't end up experiencing it. I'm so much of an empath and a healer that I'm like, I didn't get to experience that numbness. But to the point that you just don't feel. Like it's like it's like a closet of skeletons, right? Like, you just keep pushing stuff in there. Pushing and pushing and pushing. Or, like, you have a bunch of clothes and you refuse to continue doing your laundry. You just continue putting it into your closet. And, like, it's your fast, quick solution to just throw stuff in there. But it's like, it's there. It's in the back of your brain. You know? But to the point where you've done it for years. That it's habit. The point that it becomes numb is when it's habit. When your body, your soul, your literal person has become used to this constant feeling, that they have adapted to it. Because we're humans, we adapt, bro. We're, let alone organisms, we adapt. Flowers, birds, bees, animals, all of us. The animals, we adapt to our surroundings. We adapt to inside. And if you continue feeling those things inside, your surroundings not going to change. Change the way you see things, and the things you see change. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Change the way you see things, and the things you see change. Because if you change the way you see things, you're able to respect, bro. You're able to respect. And if you respect yourself down bad, like, who is God to not give you the things that you deserve? Who is God to not give you the grace, the honor, the love that he's claimed that he wants to give us, that he is literally begging for us to take? He wants us to have this unconditional love. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to let go. He wants us to be free. He wants us to be in balance. They want us to be in balance. They want us together. They want us happy with love. In the times we feel fear, because there's always a balance of there's always going to be a balance. As long as it comes back to a balance, as long as it's opposite, and there's a reason why it's a balance, because it's opposite sides equally coming together with understanding acceptance. That's one main thing. You cannot have balance without understanding or acceptance, especially acceptance. It's one thing to understand, but to not understand and still blindly accept, is that not faith? Is that not trust? Is that not confidence? Come on now. Come on. So acceptance is literally the first step to getting to a life. And acceptance helps you in letting that itch go. That, hey, I accept that it happened to me. I accept that I felt this way. I accept however it showed up. And I accept that I want to go further. Okay? It's brought me this far. And I'm clearly feeling this way and letting it go and whatever the heck for a reason. Clearly. So what's the next step? Because my life is not over. I'm 22. Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Anyways, everything will be alright. We just keep dancing life. I don't know about you, I'm feeling 22. Everything gonna be alright. We just keep dancing life. But no, for real. I'm 22, and before I used to say, yo, I don't care if I die 60. Girl, I'm trying to be your grandma. I'm trying to be your great grandma. At least a grandma, okay? At least 800, something like that. I'm only 22. I got times 5 of that to live. Ooh-wee, you know? I'm excited. I'm happy for it. And it's like, if I'm feeling this way, it's for a reason. We're going back to what I said in the beginning about youth. I'm grateful for my youth, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Like, being grateful for something is appreciating it in its full form and taking advantage of it. Not advantage where you take more than what you need, but using it to your benefit because it wants your benefit. That's gratitude. Being grateful for this argument and how it's made me regulate within myself. How I felt. Okay, I'm still feeling unsafe somewhere in my body. Okay, how can I do that? I'm grateful for that. It was able to give me something. Come on now. So I'm grateful for my youth. And honestly, it don't matter how old you are, you're still young, okay? It don't matter how old you are still young. And that's why I'm going to be a philanthropist. Go ahead and subscribe and like and comment my video if you like the style of video. I love you. Just came out here, yeah, I just let it flow, okay? Love you. Bye.